Good evening. Good evening. I know the game's going on, so I wanted to come on real quick with this stuff. I had a question about an article that I put out regarding reporting income to the federal government. So let's get started with that. But first, I want to give a shout out to Barry for putting this information out. Definitely can't take credit for this, but this is stuff that Barry gave me earlier from Amazon. So anyone who has an EBT card and a Medicare card holder, you can get looks like about $8 off your Amazon Prime access. But you need to show proof that you have an EBT card and a Medicare card. They usually go hand in hand. So you can save yourself $8 a month on Amazon Prime access if you have EBT and a Medicare card. All right. Now, I do want to pull up another one that's on the community page from where I got comments. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the entire article and kind of go over it because I know it's confusing. And I've talked about this a couple of different times. Some things, are not people's fault. For example, when I talked about the clawback program with Social Security, that's not the person who's receiving it fault. Oops, sorry about that. That's not the person who received it fault. Okay, that's not their fault. That's a government mistake, and unfortunately, what's going on, Barry? Unfortunately, there are many people getting caught up in the government's mistake, and they have to pay back all that money. There's nothing those people could do that was strictly a government error of counting how much money they were actually supposed to get. So that situation, there's nothing you can do about it. But this situation is a lot different. So let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. No. This. Okay. This is the article I put out earlier today. Okay. It involves a veteran who is currently 72 years old. All right. It's basically titled, "I'm afraid it's going to take everything." Marine veteran gets letter from VA saying he needs to pay back $100,000. All right. Now, I can put the link in the chat for those of you that want to see this and hear, the anguish that he's going through. But let me try to explain this so people can understand what is going on with this situation. Now, this is a combination of things. I can show you the letter that they sent and kind of explain this, but this is the letter that he got, all right, from the VA. And this is recent. This is not something that's years old or anything like this. This is very recent. So here's the situation. This is a veteran who had little to no income. The veteran applied for the VA pension, okay? I reiterated this many times. The pension is a need-based program, okay? That means you have very little to no income in order to qualify for the pension. Now, you're not going to get a VA pension and a service connection at the same time, all right? You're going to get the pension. Now, a pension, I don't know exactly how much a pension is now, but we're going to just go with $1,300. So let's just say a monthly pension is around $1,300 US. All right. Now, what happened was he applied for a pension first. Okay. So he had the pension first, getting the $1,300. Then, when he got to early retirement age, he decided to apply for early retirement. When he applied for early retirement at 62, he was given that benefit. All right. Now, let's say his early retirement was $900. Okay. So he's getting 13 for the pension and he's getting $900 from early retirement. So what is the problem? Here is the problem. When you're on a pension, a VA pension, this is similar to Social Security's supplemental security income. Basically meaning once you reach the maximum amount that you are allowed to have in that program, you cannot get any more over that amount. I'm going to try to repeat that again. When you are receiving either SSI, supplemental security income, or a VA pension, okay, this is need-based income, meaning wherever it maxes out at, that's it. You cannot get any more. And once you have this income, anything extra that you get, you're supposed to report it because they need to know. You cannot go over the maximum amount that is allowed. And this is where the problem comes in. Here's the problem. The gentleman, when he applied for his retirement, did not tell the VA that he was applying for early retirement. He made an assumption, like most people do, that the government, because it's the government, they know what they're doing. Everybody's aware of what's going on. They are not. They are different agencies, different operations, and what normally happens, and I mentioned this before, this stuff gets caught up. It may be a decade later, 20 years later, but they're going to catch it because the amounts do not add up. Something is wrong, okay? So what was supposed to happen, as I said before, he was supposed to report to the VA that he got his early retirement. Since he did not report it, it went on for almost 10 years of him receiving the full amount of both incomes, which is wrong. So by law, the VA has to take their money back. He ended up owing over $108,000 for almost 10 years of collecting both benefits. Now, in this situation, he went to the press. The press went to the VA. And let me tell you this, you can go to the press, you can go to your congressman, you can go to whoever. Congress is the one who made the rule. They made the law. The president signed it into law. So it doesn't matter who you go to, he's still got to pay that money. No matter what the city, he's got to pay that money. It does not matter. So he can apply for a hardship and try to get it waived, some, if not all, but they've already sent him a letter saying they want to collect $221 a month. I got to see if I'm still on because my computer has frozen again. Let me see, guys, if I am still on. I don't have my phones next to me because I may have to go out and come back in. I did not want to buy another computer, but it looks like I may not have a choice. Let me make sure I'm still broadcasting. If I'm not, I got to come out and come back in. Let me make sure I'm still broadcasting. Yeah, I am. Okay, so that's what needed to happen. He needed to report his income. Because he did not report his income, guys, that is what happened. So when it comes to Social Security, supplemental security income, and VA pension, if you are receiving any other incomes outside of those, you have to report it. And if you don't report it, this is what could potentially happen. That's what's going on, okay? I'm getting audio, cool. I can hear you. Okay, OT, Barry, got it. But that is the situation, guys. It's not like if you're on TDIU, you need to report. No. Because you're on service connection. When you're service connected, you can get money from anywhere, doesn't matter. Because it's not considered income, it's considered a gift. TDIU, same thing, it's considered a gift. But with restrictions now, with TDIU, you basically saying you can't work. So you cannot go above the poverty line on TDIU. That's your one restriction with TDIU. But if you end up getting your Social Security early while you're on TDIU, you don't have to report that. That's not something you report. Now, if someone who's on SSI all of a sudden comes into a service connection, let's do that one real quick. Let's say you're receiving supplemental security income. You have a claim in with the VA. You were awarded, let's say, 30%. All right, 30% will pay you about $400 and some dollars, right? Let's say your SSI is paying you $1,000. I don't know the exact amount, but I'm giving you an example. Let's say your SSI is paying you $1,000. So you're going, I got $1,000 with SSI, and I got $400 coming from the VA. No, you don't. What you have is $600 coming from SSI and the other $400 coming from the VA. They are not going to let you go over the maximum amount that you allow for that program. That's it. So anytime you go over that amount, you create an overpayment on SSI or VA pension. So that's why it's important to know the rules. And when you're filling out that application, and I did a video showing you guys the application and what's at the bottom, you have to report your income if it changes. If your income changes at any point, you got to report it. Okay, now my screen just went blank. No, you don't. What you have is 600. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my computer, man. I guess I'm gonna have to break it down and start all over, try to clean it out. But it only happens on StreamYard. It doesn't do it on anything else I'm doing except StreamYard. And it's only when I have multiple windows open. So I gotta figure that out. Anyway, though, hopefully this information helps you veterans out, where you know specifically, what is going on when you are either supplemental security income or you're a VA pension. You have to report your income. This is how people get caught up and end up having these huge bills that they're not aware of. So if you know someone who's on these programs, okay, and you know they're getting more money from somewhere, it's only a matter of time before they catch it. It might be 10 years, it might be 20 years, they're going to catch it. So the sooner you can report it and get it corrected, the better. Now, as far as this veteran goes, this veteran, the Marine veteran who's in Florida, I believe he was getting about $2,400 a month between the two. And what's going to happen is, I believe he's going to get about $1,300 now. And the VA is going to take $221 of that every month until that $108,000 is paid off. They ain't never getting that money back, and they know it. The man's 72 years old. I mean, you talking 50 years to pay back that 108 on over $221 a month. You're looking at close to 50 years. He'll be long gone before all that money is paid back, and they know it. Okay, guys? So that's it. I hope this information helped you guys out. Those of you who had questions about it, those of you who may have been confused about that article, but that's basically it in a nutshell. Remember, if it's need-based, whether it's SSI or VA pension, those are the two need-based programs, you have to report any changes in income. Any changes. And it says it in the paperwork. It's supposed to be explained to people when they get in the program. You cannot just go get money from any source you don't tell them, because when they come back and they catch it, you owe plus the interest and all the time that you had it. All right? With that being said, what's up, family, man? How you doing? So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your night.